for sure. You heard it from Seabrev. We have covered so much already this week. If you haven't checked it out, we went through the contents of those digital deluxe edition packs. Remember, you'll have 1 Legends pack and then 2 WBC packs. Colin, if we want to pull up what that will include for our fans, I think Chipper Jones, Roy Halladay, and Ken Griffey.
You nailed it.
So some good choices there right off the rip for our digital deluxe edition users.
Yeah, you'll get one of these packs, choose one of these 3 players, and then if we want to pull up the World Baseball Classic Choice Pack, you're going to get 2 of these packs, and you'll be able to choose 1 player per pack.
Yeah, so that's up to 3 players for our digital deluxe users. It doesn't stop there. If you get the digital deluxe edition, you will get early access, which starts tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern for our East Coast friends.
And that's not where we've stopped with the reveals. If you tuned into the Dev Tourney all day long yesterday, we revealed all 30 Live Series Team Collect players, and that included 5 new Legends.
Yeah, it was a fun day. Just revealing all the Legends you can see and flashbacks, and I'm excited for the Candelario card from my Nats.
There you go.
Race to P2 if anyone was watching yesterday.
Why did you remind them?
on.
We have a real race now.
I know, I'm terrified. Cody, what was one of your favorite Legends?
Maybe a hot take, but I thought the Tony Fernandez looked really fun. That was a new legend we released yesterday. Just a ball player, you know. It's great to see all the green with the contact, and then the low power is really fun, especially since we added the mods this year. So it's cool that he's in the game, and yeah, I like him.
Yeah, so we've had a ton of stuff we've already talked about, but we have a lot more to get into, Ashley, starting with some exciting stuff in live content.
Right. You mentioned earlier this is part 1 of the stream. In case you missed it yesterday, this is the most amount of content we've had at launch ever in MLB The Show history. So today we're going to dive into all the multiplayer modes. We're going to dive into most programs, including Team Affinity, the return of My Legacy, Cornerstone, also another player program, and there's a lot to be seen with that. We're also going to start dialing into some World Baseball Classic content. Just a heads up, most World Baseball Classic content you're going to see tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll give you a little sneak peek at the end of today's stream.
There's still a lot we'll show today,
Yeah.
too. It's some good World Baseball Classic stuff today, too, so...
Yeah, I'm super excited. You know, I love talking about some of the head-to-head modes. There's some of my favorite I play in the game, whether it's BR, events, ranked. So I think it's time we get into it, kick things off with what's new in events, Ashley.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's talk events real quick. So we know last year we introduced the multiplayer program. You can play anywhere online in Diamond Dynasty. You'll make progress in that program. We made it a little bit different this year in terms of the events. So first off, events, they used to be always active. You'd have special rules and special themes, very casual play. And then once it ended, there's a 1-hour gap. And then you would go directly into the next theme of different player lineup and theme team rules and restrictions.
That's going to change this year.
That's going to change this year. Now, an event is not always going to be active.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? It means events are only going to be active for a limited time. That's not changing. But once an event ends, it is no longer a guarantee that another event is starting the next hour.
Yeah, so that's a big change. We want the events to feel special when they're up, and that means that sometimes there might not be an event, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to continue, you know, in different pockets and windows throughout the season.
And the cool thing to kind of couple this together, what is new and exciting about events that I'm most excited about, because they're going to be special every couple weeks or so, you'll see more, especially at launch, is that events are going to have their own time-limited program tied to them. So when an event is active, they're going to have their own program attached to them with at least one exclusive reward if we want to show up MLB The Show 26.
Wow, that's a big change, Cody.
Yeah, event rewards for playing in the event. You get a sellable card, just like how it used to be. We're bringing it back through the program form. If we want to, can we go to the kit now?
Yeah, let's go to it.
Yeah. You're looking at the launch event program that we'll have. It's a WBC Moonshot. You want to dive into the details, Ashley?
Yeah, so right here you see the program. We'll get into it in just one moment, but the first event off rip is going to be everyone's fan favorite, the Moonshot event. It'll be stadium locked to the Tokyo Dome. You saw, like 6, 7, 8 hours of that yesterday. The ball flies in that stadium. You'll be able to use any hitters you get off rip against any bronze or common pitchers.
Yeah, not only are you going to be able to play in the Tokyo Dome in a moonshot event at launch, but this is our first look at what the event programs are going to look like, right?
Right, and I mentioned events are time limited. They're not going to be up forever. So you're going to see the contents of the reward path and then soon the tasks be reflected of that. Of we don't want to force anyone to maybe play an event they don't want to, but if they do want to dedicate 1 to 2 hours, they're going to get some pretty nice rewards for the time they have spent.
Yeah, definitely.
So if we want to get into it, you're going to see some nice XP off the rip, and then you're going to get a World Baseball Classic Gold Player Pack that you're going to see throughout content, and you get the first look right here, Cody.
You saw some of these golds in the Dev tournament yesterday. Some fun names. You see Alex Hall there, switch hitting catcher from Australia. But yeah, this is a gold pack. There's going to be a ton of World Baseball Classic players in Diamond Dynasty, of course, and launch is always fun with the gold players. Being able to plug them into your lineup. So this pack will be around in several places. One of them is the new event program, and yeah, the event program's awesome. Every event is going to have, the sellable reward that you can earn in the program again.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to see this pack in a couple different reward paths, and what I like about it is that it's so easy to just hop in and get some golds off the jump, right?
100%.
What we talked about before the stream, like, this is a great time of the year when the golds are playing up, especially with the mods, with PXP. You can have some fun with some of these cards.
Right. I mean, I have to call out Sir Anthony Dominguez. White Sox signed him this offseason. He's been killing it with Team Dominican Republic in the World Baseball Classic. He's one of your golds. I know Reveal Daddy is pumped about Byron Buxton right here. So there's some great cards right off the rip, and you'll be guaranteed one halfway through the event program.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's a really fun way to mix up the events. I think people are going to enjoy this.
However, we're not ending there. You will have an exclusive sellable player tied to the event. Cody, walk us through Bryce Terang.
Bryce Terang had a great year last year. He got a sick lightning card for us last year too, and on Team USA this year. So he's going to be your first event program reward for the Moonshot event. Big clutch on this card, 105 at launch. Pretty sick. Great speed, of course. He stole 50 bases one year. So, yeah. And then, again, just touching on the program, if you want to dive into how they can complete it. One of the things I really like about this setup compared to how events were when we had rewards before is that you used to just earn the card by only winning games. Like, we'd have the card at 5 wins or 20 wins or whatever. Now it's just a program, so you can make progress without always having to win.
Yeah.
As your only form of progress.
You don't have to chase the wins. You can also knock out these missions while you're trying to win, right? Which just makes it a little more accessible for everyone.
Exactly. As I said, quick reward path, quick event, get in, couple hours, if that. You see these mission values are pretty low. You have a choice between these last two bigger missions. I'd say if you're very good at the game and you're able to whip out 5 wins quickly, there you go. If not, it's the Moonshot event. You're going to be hitting bombs anyway. There's a nice little mission to kind of round out the program for yourself.
Yeah, and you mentioned the lower stats on some of these. You want to talk about maybe, what we kind of had in mind for how long this should take somebody?
Yeah, for sure. So regardless of where you are as a player, if you're a really good player, this is probably going to take you an hour and a half. Maybe if you're not as good skill-wise, this should maybe take you up to 2 hours. We're not trying to take up too much of your time. We know you want to play ranked to get your weekend classic rating up. We know you might want to go flawless. However, if events is your thing and you want to get this exclusive player, it shouldn't take you too much time. It should always be proportionate to however long the event is going to be active for.
Yeah, and I just kind of think about the opportunity when early access drops tomorrow night. Like, before you want to get sweaty and ranked, like, this is a great place to go in, get comfortable playing the new game, and hit some tanks, and also get some great rewards along the way.
And we'll talk about it in a little bit. You will still be earning double dip progress in the multiplayer program, and we have a nice little wrinkle added to that program as well in case you still want to play the event past this Bryce Terang. But that is events for MLB The Show 26. If we want to go back to the main camera, and Cody, we made some changes with Battle Royale this year.
Yeah, we've got some changes for BR. One of the things that is great about Battle Royale is that you can play with cards that you don't necessarily own in your inventory, and we recognize that as like a great place for people to go and just try cards out. And so we did tinker with it a little bit last year. We had like exclusive players and specific rounds for BR, but for this year specifically, you're going to see in the first round of the BR draft, you're going to get some of the best diamonds in the game. But those second and third rounds, they're going to be curated on our end, and so we're going to allow you to pick from specific player pools. So on launch, the second round of the BR draft will be only WBC diamonds, and the third round of the BR draft will be only Jolts. So,
which is awesome. Like we talked about it. You guys saw a lot of WBC and Jolt players in the dev tourney. Like go in and play BR and test out some of these cards before you try to go chase one in a Team Affinity or anywhere else where WBC cards are.
Yeah, and you mentioned Jolt and Team Affinity even when we were talking earlier. Like you could go into BR and draft Adam Jones, new legend this year, and if you use him in BR, he'll actually get you Team Affinity progress for his own Team Affinity, which is
without even having him yet.
Yeah,
Right,
technically.
that's pretty sick.
That's really one of the coolest things I think about BR is just being able to use cards that you don't have for sure.
Right. And if we want to pull up the game now, there's something different with some of the rewards.
Yeah, we do have a change to the reward structure this year too. You can see the 8-win, 10-win are still going to be live series diamond rewards. We know people like grinding out the live series collection with BR, or they can like doing that. Specifically for the flawless reward this year, you may have noticed last year we moved away from player items for flawless rewards, and this year on launch we are just going to have a straight stub voucher as the flawless reward. So this will be one of the only places in the game that you can just straight up grind for cash stubs, basically. The other place you might see a lot of stubs is Weekend Classic, which is coming back, of course, but go 10-0 this year. You can just get a Stubbs voucher and cash it in right away.
Use it on whatever you want.
Yeah,
I love it.
There we go. Anything else you'd like to say about BR before we hop over to ranked?
it's a fun mode. I like it.
It's always fun drafting what you can, and I think you both said it best. It's a great place just to try out cards that, whether you want to wait to earn them in the program, there might be a pack, whatever it might be, just to kind of get your hands dirty with them right away.
Yeah, and as Carson and you mentioned with the event too, again, these playing in BR, anything you do in BR is going to once again feed into that multiplayer program, which we will get to, and is extremely loaded. So excited to show it to y'all, but
most loaded I've ever seen.
Well, let's keep talking about the rest of the multiplayer modes. If we want to go full screen once more, we got to talk about ranked. So ranked is going to be fairly straightforward year in and year out, what you all expect with ranked. This is your best squad against other people's best squad with the ultimate goal of making World Series, where you're going to have the choice to choose between two players, two of the best players currently available in the show 26. Last year, we introduced Weekend Classic. Weekend Classic will return. We'll touch on that in just one bit, with the ultimate goal of increasing your rating to then apply to a different threshold with even more rewards once the Weekend Classic turns around. But if you want to go to the dev kit, let's keep talking ranked. And Carson, I think we mentioned it in the dev tourney, there's over 130 World Baseball Classic cards, and they need a lot of homes.
They do. Yeah, we've talked about that a lot. Where do you put all these cards? Ranked, as Ashley mentioned, it's one of our most competitive modes. You're going in there, you're going mono if you're going solo, or you're even doing the co-op stuff. I love doing the co-op ranked. But there are a lot of homes for these WBC players, and I think we needed to actually bring back a reward people are familiar with at the 700 level.
Right.
Which is player items.
Yes. For the first ranked of the year, you're going to have a choice pack at Championship Series between two of my favorite cards, Logan Webb and Eddie Rosario.
Eddie Rosario, back again. Diamond Dynasty legend. You were talking about his 21 postseason card. That's one of your favorites. Great swing. Love this guy. And he is not the last of, some Diamond Dynasty people with some lore that you're going to be seeing in the WBC series on launch. So hit 700, get Eddie Rosario or Logan Webb, whichever one you want.
Or Logan Webb. Yeah, you can see the hits per 9 and K per 9 are now separated, righty versus lefty. If you haven't seen that yet, go check out the gameplay feature premiere. But it's really going to make you think a lot more about your squad building with pitchers and stuff, and it starts here with Logan Webb.
Exactly. And a quick reminder, this Championship Series Choice Pack exists in both solo 2v2 co-op and 3v3 co-op. So if you want to grind and get both of those players, you can go the solo route, and then the three of us can play 3v3 to get the second player that we didn't choose the first time around.
And we will. tomorrow night.
Oh, there we go. I'll be ready. We're not stopping there. However, World Series, it's going to stay at that 800 rating. We made that change last year to make World Series slightly more obtainable, especially now since Weekend Classic is that cream of the crop. That's where you're trying to place into. So we're going to still have 2 World Series rewards. And Carson, I don't know if you've seen these ones yet. We've been trying to like hide them from you, but if we can show you. Clayton Kershaw.
Oh my God. He is here. I saw a lot of people ask about him in the Dev Tourney. Confirmed 90 overall Clayton Kershaw off the rip is here as a World Series reward.
As a World Series reward, I believe this is the first time ever in MLB The Show history where a player retires in the previous game, the previous season, and immediately is back into the subsequent game. That's never happened before in MLB The Show history.
I can't think of it. And honestly, I saw the questions during the Dev Tourney, and I was like, is he in? Because I haven't seen. And you guys have been hiding him from me. He's right here.
Gotta keep some surprises.
World
you know?
Series reward.
Yeah,
I'm stoked.
he's in slider primary, repping the USA uniform. It's awesome. One of your first 2 World Series awards of the year.
There we go.
And a sassy lefty.
Oh, bring it back.
First one of MLB 26.
But we can't forget about Geraldo Perdomo also joining the World Series boss pack, and he can hit against lefties.
This guy had an incredible season in real life last year. He is so underrated. Dominican Republic team is loaded.
They're
by
so
the way.
good. Yeah.
But yeah, switch hitting shortstop, of course. Huge contact left. You mentioned 109 at launch is crazy. And you notice the updated quirks too. He's got a lot more quirks this year because he was so good last year. So
Yeah, could you actually remind our fans, Rory said it yesterday in the Dev Tourney, but what is new about quirks this year, especially for flashback cards?
Yeah, so for flashback cards, they're pretty much all going to have quirks. You're going to see that in some of our other content that typically doesn't have quirks. Maybe the player hasn't played in the MLB yet or something, but flashback legends pretty much all going to have quirks. There's going to be more quirks scattered throughout the game, and when we do a flashback card for a player from a previous year, the quirks are going to be associated with that year of the card instead
Makes
of
sense.
just before we did it with just the live series quirks that they had. Now we're going to be especially adding quirks every single year of every single flashback.
That's awesome. I know it's been something that's been asked for a long time. So seeing quirks and legends and flashbacks is going to make everything feel really good, really fresh.
For sure. And to round out ranked, something we added last year that's returning this year is if you are a goat and you can make it to 1,000+ rating, like the guy sitting to my left to me can easily in his sleep. Whoever you maybe don't choose out of the World Series pack, you'll have an option to choose him with brand new card art in the no-sell 1,000 ranked pack. You have to get to 1,000 rating in order to unlock one of these variants.
That's some card art right there.
That's the first time you're seeing that.
This is
art.
the first time I'm seeing it with chat. This looks freaking awesome.
I like that pause.
Remember, these are cosmetic, right? There's art, the same attributes from the World Series rewards you just saw, but just a little flex. They're non-sellable, so if you do make it to the 1,000 rating like Seabrev has, you can just kind of flex it in your lineup.
Right. It gives you an opportunity where if you are cream of the crop of the game, you can earn both World Series players in the same run. If you just want to play, say, straight solo, straight 2v2, whatever it might be, you can just pick the other one, presumably, that you didn't pick in the 800 rating pack.
Yeah, no sense in doubling down there, right?
Exactly. But that is ranked. However, we've been touching upon Weekend Classic, Cody.
Yeah, we can hit on Weekend Classic. It's coming back, of course. Last year was the first year for Weekend Classic, and it was a lot of fun. It was cool to have like an ultra competitive hub in
Yes.
Diamond Dynasty for the first time. So if you missed it last year, you haven't played before, this usually lasts over the course of 4 days, over a weekend at the end of the ranked season. You're going to play 6 games, and each one that you win of those 6 games is going to get you to one of these win thresholds with increasingly better rewards. As far as the rewards go, going to be pretty similar to last year. We were pretty happy with how it went. And some of these question marks, of course, that you're seeing is going to be stuff that's added later on. And then obviously you see the Weekend Classic exclusive pack. We are again going to have 2 exclusive players every Weekend Classic, which we will of course reveal later on. We can't show them everything.
No, we can't. Not yet. But yeah, Weekend Classic, if you haven't gotten your hands on it, it was one of my favorite features last year. Playing those high leverage games, trying to go 6-0, was so much fun for me. I'm excited for this to hit in April.
Right, yeah. Remember, play through ranked. That is how you qualify for Weekend Classic. If you play 0 ranked games and you join us when a Weekend Classic starts, you will automatically be eligible for the Bronze 1 division. But depending on what you do in ranked is going to put you in one of these other tiers. And the first Weekend Classic will be Friday, April 10th.
That's a great call out too. No matter your ranking, you can participate in this. This is our place for ultra competitive gameplay, but you can still have ultra competitive gameplay at the lower divisions too.
For sure.
All are welcome. It's a fun event every ranked season.
I have to call out, I have never qualified for Immortal. Maybe one day, but the 250,000 stubs returns if someone can go 6-0.
Yeah, that's a big payout.
Yeah.
It's a huge payday.
I heard Cody's buying us dinner on stubs.
There you go.
I can't go 6-0 in Immortal. That's crazy.
Hey, I want to
Somebody
Tourney
can.
champion.
I'd love to see whoever goes first. Yeah, I want to see whoever does it.
Right. So we've talked about events, Battle Royale, Ranked, Weekend Classic, all of the multiplayer modes returning for MLB The Show 26, and they all feed into the multiplayer program for progress. And I think we just got to go straight into the reward path. My favorite player at just 10,000 points, Marte Parte.
Marte Parte is your second reward in the multiplayer program. I couldn't believe it when I saw it this morning. But yeah, this is going to be a super attainable card for any of our head-to-head players. You'll get him off the rip. Great swing, great contact and power versus left, Cody. Really cool reward just to start the reward path.
Yeah, World Baseball Classic Series. Obviously, Ketel Marte's live series card is a much higher overall, so it's cool to be able to put a version of him in the multiplayer program that's going to be very easily earned. If you're a big Ketel Marte fan, which a lot of people are, Ashley is one of them.
He never leaves my lineup.
This will be an easy way to add Ketel Marte to your lineup.
While you wait on the live series.
While
maybe.
you're working your way towards the live series.
There we go. So he is just at 10,000 points. We'll let you know how to get him in just a little bit. But I know you all are probably truly looking at these rewards like I am. You're going to see another one of those gold World Baseball Classic packs. Same player pool, included in the multiplayer program as well.
Yeah, just another one. We talked about it. Those packs are going to be, all over Diamond Dynasty. So you see them pretty early here in the reward path.
Right. And then at 25,000 points, Cody, we have new player to the game because of the World Baseball Classic, Rydell Martinez.
Yeah, Rydell Martinez from Cuba. Cutter, splitter, slider's pretty sick, and then almost 100 hits per 9 both sides. So going to be great out of the bullpen. Another card that you'll get very early on in the path. So you mentioned playing events is a great way to start your journey in Diamond Dynasty this year. While you're doing that, working your way towards that Bryce Terang, you'll also be getting progress and earning this Martinez too.
Yeah, I think that will be the route I take when we turn on those servers tomorrow night. Like you said, you're double dipping on XP and points and stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
Right. And we're not slowing down there. I think both of you said this is one of the biggest, and you know what, I'll just say it. This is the biggest, most rewarding multiplayer program, even past the launch program last year, end of last year. You're going to see more players than you ever have before in this first one, courtesy of the pool that we have with the World Baseball Classic program. And that includes, Cody, a deluxe World Baseball Classic pack.
Yeah, we've got the World Baseball Classic Diamond Choice Pack, and you're going to be earning a sellable version of this pack in the multiplayer program. You can see a ton of fan favorite names as we're scrolling through here, but again, we're giving you so many players in the actual program path. We saw the gold pack already, and now this Diamond Choice Pack with some serious heat in it. You're going to get it from the multiplayer program too. Only 30,000 points for this.
Right.
Yeah, and there's a ton of great options here.
My boy.
Roll the dice, see if you can get one of these great players. But what you said, Ashley, like just seeing all the WBC players everywhere, that's going to be a theme you guys can kind of get used to for this first inning.
Exactly. Roman Anthony, huge home run just a couple of days ago. You'll have an opportunity to grab him in the Deluxe Choice Pack. However, we're not slowing down anytime soon. Team Netherlands, Xander Bogaerts joining the multiplayer program, Carson.
Yeah, and it's a really nice card. You can see he's got the defense, some good green there, and then contact, off the rip here with where the power creep's going to be. This is going to be a really good hitter.
Yeah, I think this card specifically also highlights the directional defensive changes really well that we've made this year to attributes. Forward and right is great for shortstop. because right is going to take you right into that hole where all the hard throws are. So 90 reaction right. It's great for a shortstop, and obviously got to give a shout out to Brian. He's a big fan of Xander Bogaerts in this game. So, yeah, this is just the rewards keep coming in this multiplayer program. When are they going to stop?
I hope never. In the program, you're also going to have an exclusive no-sell bat. So the Crayon bat is going to make its appearance in the multiplayer 1 program. If you want to, show off a little flair while you're batting, you're going to get a second deluxe World Baseball Classic pack. Again, same player pool as the first. We're trying to get as many World Baseball Classic players into your hands, into your lineups as possible. There's a lot of them. We want you to throw out as many different teams as you can, and we're not stopping when it comes to exclusive players on the reward path. We saw a lot of Willie Castro in yesterday's Dev Tourney, Cody.
Yeah, Rory was using him. He's amazing with Willie Castro. A Willie Castro that you can get in the multiplayer program. One of the community's favorites. You see this guy all over socials all the time. So
I was going to say, yeah.
Had to get him in y'all's hands day one.
Oh, yeah.
And here he is, Puerto Rico.
His goal a couple years ago was awesome. So
Oh, yeah.
having something like this off the jump is great. I think fans are going to be excited.
Right. I like how you mentioned his gold. Now you see him in a diamond. Now add parallel mods to this card.
It starts getting crazy.
He's going to get more glitchy,
Yeah.
depending on what our fans want to do with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could definitely boost up that fielding, give him more contact and power. Lots of options as you start accumulating that PXP.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the beauty of it.
Not to mention a plethora of secondary positions as well.
All of them, except for first and catcher.
Swiss Army
Pretty
knife.
sick.
See, there you go. But we have even more XP, more packs, more players. Rory's favorites.
This is Rory's guy.
Yeah.
Rory said yesterday at the Dev Tourney, if you do one thing, the first thing he's going to do on launch is get this Okamoto card. His swing is so good.
It's buttery.
First appearance for Team Japan in the multiplayer program, and yeah, great card. Love him.
Yeah, just get him from playing head-to-head any way you want, ranked, events, BR. It's all funneling into this reward path.
And
Is
then
that another pack?
third pack, third deluxe
pretty
pack.
sweet.
They're all over the place. We didn't show them in the rating path because I wanted to save them for the multiplayer program. But as you make your way through ranked, there's going to be a deluxe choice pack and a premier choice pack ahead of that championship series choice pack. So even more if you also play ranked to finish the multiplayer program. But something I want to call out right here is you're not seeing something right now because all the World Baseball Classic art is coming in hot off the press. We saw that Nolan pitched last night in Team USA's game. Unfortunate loss for Team USA. However, the art's going to be turned around to reflect his appearance yesterday.
Yeah, this art's coming fresh from the World Baseball Classic, so we'll have something there for you guys soon.
Oh, yeah. And, you think we're stopping Cody? Sedan Rafaela.
Yeah, I was using Sedan in the Dev Tourney yesterday, and it's because of his defense.
I was gonna say,
defense.
it's a
If
lot
you
of
look
green.
at his defensive metrics from last year, they will blow your mind. This guy defensively is insane.
Right,
and
I mean,
you
you've
see
seen
that
his
in the
fielding,
attributes.
yeah.
This is a 89 overall, and all of the fielding attributes are like pushing 90, even the speed.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a different type of card too. He's a fielding first guy. So once again, the parallel mods, could help with the hitting too, and you can just play with the archetype. Or even on a card like this, he's pretty close to 99 on that reaction. You could even just make him the most insane fielder of all time. So.
Yeah, seeing that ability at 99 for fielding and then the arm strength at 99, it's like that's a nice piece to have there in the outfield.
Right? Throw on a contact mod with the 90+ speed. You're going to wreak havoc on the base paths. But Sedan Rafaela at 100K points in the multiplayer program. And as I alluded to earlier, you're going to get a premier pack. And that has the opportunity to give you 3 players at random from the player pool. You're seeing how the overalls are escalating here. Well, I guess de-escalating as I'm going to the right. But even more opportunities to get a shot at these cards.
So we're up to 3 of these deluxe packs in this reward pack?
3 deluxe packs, 1 premier pack. So just from those packs alone, 6 World Baseball Classic cards.
Wow.
Big legend, or a big Diamond Dynasty lore guy too from last World Baseball Classic. Kinsuke Kondo there, 89 overall.
Good call outs.
People loved him last time. He's back. Team Japan again.
I think they'll love him again. Look at these attributes.
I love him again.
Right? I never stopped loving it. And then I know I saw a lot of chatter in the Dev Tourney chat yesterday, especially on Twitch. Junior Caminero is going to find a home in this pack. Again, essentially 6 opportunities to get him if you're just playing the multiplayer program alone.
That's on top of the actual player items.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're doing math with us, we have still one more card to show. This is number 8, so 6 from the packs, 8 exclusive players from the program. If I can do math here on the spot, that's 14 World Baseball Classic players directly from the multiplayer program.
Just from playing head-to-head any way you want. And yeah, you can see Will Smith. Brian was giving
He's
him
ranking.
his praises yesterday. This is a really good card for day one, for sure.
He always has one of the best swings.
Agree.
I love him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's smooth. So Will Smith will be your last exclusive player of the multiplayer program. But we notice here, it's returning from the end of multiplayer programs of last year's past, if you will, at 150,000 points. You're guaranteed a 50-pack bundle. And Cody, there's something special that always comes with a 50-pack bundle.
Well, first of all, this is earning a 50-pack bundle in content is awesome. I see so many people like specifically finishing out the entire program just to get to this 50 bundle because like where can you get one? Multiplayer program, you can get one. And of course, when you get a 50 bundle, that comes along attached to it is always going to be a chase pack.
Wow.
So when you unlock this 50 bundle of show packs, you'll get a chase pack, and we can show them the first chase reward of the year. J-Rod. Julio Rodriguez, Dominican Republic, looking sick in that art.
I mean,
He's
so many great players for the DR.
Just
man.
aura
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that picture. Yeah.
Just aura.
That's a proper center fielder right there.
Yes, so Julio Rodriguez will be your first chase pack player off rip, and you'll have the opportunity to get this pack with the chance of pulling him by just maxing out the multiplayer program.
Yeah. Now, Ashley, I'm looking at the multiplayer program, and I can't help but notice last year we had things separated in drops.
We did.
We also were hiding what the cards were going to be. This looks a lot different to me seeing it for the first time.
Right, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, usually we would kind of question mark these little player spots, let people kind of work to them as we dropped more missions. Now, we are going to continue dropping more missions. However, with the first drop of missions, all of these that you see here are going to be there tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Pacific time. If you want to play through most everything available, you can max out the program. We'll have a couple more drops you see right there. Immediately next week, a week from tomorrow, we're going to introduce a few more missions to make it maybe slightly easier as people want to catch up to the program. But yes, a change this year is you're able to max out the multiplayer program off rip if you want to dedicate the time it takes to do that.
So what I'm hearing is not only are we not going to be throttling people's progression in the multiplayer program. Thank you, I just thought of it. We're also going to be adding more missions along to help you along the way. So for anyone that wants to just get their hands dirty this weekend and try to rip through this whole thing, we're not stopping you. And then for anyone that maybe needs more time, more help, more missions, someone like me, those will be coming.
Exactly.
Yeah, and specifically at launch, one of the things I like about launch is that you do have to take some time to kind of build your squad up first.
Yeah.
Or at least I like to do that for ranked specifically. Like before I go into ranked, I want to have a squad that I'm happy with. And so this will give you time to, at launch, build up your squad. And then once you get into the multiplayer program, you can just do it all whenever you're ready.
Yeah,
So.
I agree.
Exactly.
It's a good way of thinking about it.
And we talked about there's 14 total World Baseball Classic players, or I should say 15 because of the gold pack. I was forgetting about the gold pack. 15 players, World Baseball Classic players through the multiplayer program. We kind of skipped over it, but it's going to be over 90,000 XP. We'll talk about the XP path tomorrow, so stay tuned. Come back. You're going to have over 7,000 stubs scattered throughout the program on top of all of the ballin' packs, the show packs you were shown as well. How do you get all those packs? Well, there's going to be a nice little start here for people who might be new to MLB The Show 26 or returning from playing the last couple of years. Get a hit in each of the 3 major modes, and you're going to get up to 5,000 points. That's halfway to Tel Marte, just getting a hit in each of the modes.
Yeah, one of my favorite things. We want to get you guys in, playing stuff, and earning points as soon as possible, and that's what you see here.
Right, and then as promised, we see something right here that introduces the new twist with the event. You earn progress in the multiplayer program, you earn progress in the event exclusive program. The event exclusive program lives under that assorted programs tab. You also, if you really love events, and I have a best friend who specifically only plays events, If he wants to keep winning event games, he'll have the opportunity to play a repeatable mission to finish the program if he so desires. Repeatable.
So as you're playing events, you're going to be getting 3,000 points off the rip. As much as you want to play.
Right. So our goal is every time an event is active, we're going to have a mission also popping up in the multiplayer program. You see it in the text called out right there. Once the event is over, the mission will go away. So make sure you do the mission as the event is currently active. We're trying it out with a repeatable wins mission. We're trying it out at this point value. We'll be kind of taking in feedback where we can. Maybe it's not always a repeatable wins mission, but we do want to have some sort of tie-in when an event is active during the multiplayer program.
Yeah, and at launch we've got the WBC Moonshot event, which is fun. Like, what's more fun than just hitting tanks over and over?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just keep hitting tanks in the Moonshot event, and if you win, you'll just keep getting progress here too.
Exactly. Other than that, you're going to see some hits missions, some Ks missions, all familiar. Wherever you play, you're going to be earning progress within these missions. And then I'm going to skip the second to last folder. If you're a big Battle Royale person, you're going to have, whoops, wrong button. You're going to have some exclusive Battle Royale missions that you can play through as well, Cody.
Yeah, this is some extra multiplayer program progress akin to some missions you may have seen before. But this is an extra 40,000 points that you can get towards a multiplayer program if you want to, complete these missions in BR. So 5 wins in a single entry will get you 20K, which is a lot. And then you see some other standard missions in BR. So if BR is your preferred method of playing on multiplayer, you're going to be getting 40,000 potentially extra points here.
A ton of great points, yeah. What I'm saying is just go play head to head however you want, and you're going to be able to get a ton of progress. And then there is one other wrinkle that we skipped over, these single game missions, Ashley.
Right. So we see single game missions. That's something that's kind of existed. We kind of use them sparingly, so you're not always going to see them. We're bringing them back in the first multiplayer program. If I click into this program, that's where things look a little different. You see a normal mission. You got to get 10 hits in a single game. Your progress will restart if you can't get it done, just to kind of challenge yourself, keep yourselves going. But if I scroll down, Carson, what are you noticing, or lack thereof, that you're not seeing?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I don't see what the actual mission is.
Right. So new in MLB The Show 26, we're trying it out in the multiplayer program. You're going to have chained hidden missions is what we're calling them, where you have to complete this first mission to unlock this second mission. You get a little bit of a hint in the title what you think it might be. Once you unlock that first mission, this one's going to populate, and then once you finish that second one, you'll unlock whatever this power hitters mission might be. You complete the power hitters mission. Are you fast, Carson?
I'm assuming we're going to be stealing some bases.
Whoa.
I shouldn't have done that.
Spoilers.
I'm so sorry. But yeah, this is really cool. Think about it like ladder missions, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to make sure you knock out the first one, and then it's like, okay, time for the second one. Again, this is not something that you're going to need to get through with the repeatable events. Correct. And the more missions we're going to add. But it is something fun and different that I think everyone should try.
Yeah, That's a good call out. You don't have to do these, but they're fun. They're a little cherry on top. I love the vibes of it.
Yeah.
The breakout King Griffey Jr. mission from MLB 17.
We were talking about
where
it.
you had to play online and get very specific stats in an online game. It kind of reminds me of that, and it's very fun. We won't ask you to do anything crazy like that was, but very fun addition and just some extra progress if you can knock them out.
Exactly. You'll see here each of these missions will be worth 10,000. I'll spoil these rewards for you. It shows as 0. That's because it's just waiting for you to unlock that mission. All of these are set to 10,000. So the biggest thing here, like I was kind of saying, is if you want to max out the program on day one, you will have to do most everything. We try to give you a few different ways to get it done to hopefully make your play experience even more entertaining. However, we will still have subsequent drops to help you along the way of, hey, maybe you just can't get 10 hits in a single game. That's okay. More missions are coming. In the meantime, try it out. You never know. You might pop off when we play 3v3 co-op.
Hey, yeah. I mean, if I get Seabrev's Kyle Schwarber from yesterday, anything can happen.
So that is it. And then one last thing, and just to double down on it, you won't always see these missions from multiplayer to multiplayer program. You're not going to see them in every single assorted program. We're going to kind of put them in where it makes sense. However, if this is something that you all really enjoy and you want to see more of, we're always taking in feedback. So make sure you're going to theshow.com, the forums. We're always looking there. And what we are doing is you see in the parentheses 1 out of 4. We're going to just tell you in as many ways possible how many missions are next, so you're never confused of, oh, I see 4. Is there a 5th one? There's not. There's just 4 right here, trying something new in the multiplayer program.
Yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on how people react with that. Again, we haven't had it in a while, so I'm excited to see something back. Uh-oh. Are we at question time?
I don't have a question. We have our surveys that we do all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Our Diamond Dynasty surveys that we send out every single week. A select amount of people get them. I should probably pull the mic up a little bit closer. So make sure you're taking those, because our team sees those. So if you have good feedback, make sure you're taking those, and we actually see those and make changes as needed. So,
yeah, I think that's great. Great call out there, Colin. I think we are kind of at the end of the multiplayer program.
That's everything multiplayer.
It's everything
at
multiplayer.
launch in 26.
Hopefully we have a little wrinkle down the road, but this is what you can expect at launch.
That doesn't sound like us.
We would never do that.
Never.
Colin, do we have any questions we want to, answer right now before we? I guess we go main cam first, and then we
tons
can
of
answer some questions.
I mean, I think one thing that might be really helpful is when we've started with some of the content at the very beginning, is just reiterate why we're going in a certain direction. So in the, let's see here, let's see here. Like, why do we make the choice of some of the content moving in certain ways? It's probably more of Cody. Ashley, you guys have any?
Yeah, I mean, I can tackle that first. Is like we talked about, we have over 130 World Baseball Classic cards. That's a lot of cards to put in, a finite amount of modes. So when you have something that big, something that only comes 3 years around, it's very easy to go, all right, events, you're getting some WBC love. All right, multiplayer program ranked, you're also getting some WBC love.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as far as I'm sure the question was probably directed at some of the modes like events and BR.
Yeah.
For BR specifically, there's no player items in BR anymore, but they're still gonna be around. They just don't exist in BR.
God.
So we made BR the place where you can earn the stubs for flawless, and then maybe we'll move the player that would have been the flawless reward into a different spot in the game. Like you mentioned, there's 8 multiplayer program rewards.
Yeah.
The goal of the multiplayer program at its heart is for you to play online wherever you want and to earn progress and not to pigeonhole you into certain modes. And so you may see, that's why there's some movement with the player items there specifically.
It's a great answer.
Yeah, for
Good
sure.
stuff. Also, if you have more questions, make sure you're doing. We're going to be taking questions all during chat.
Yeah, and I think now's a great time. If you guys missed it in the dev tourney, we did announce esports is back in MLB The Show 26. So we have a trailer we want to play just for you guys.
Deep to left. Still going. And it's out of here. Here comes the 1-2. Caught it. And the runner from third is coming home. Play at the plate. Not in time. He's safe. Bashes one deep. It's gone. They've gone back to back. A huge moment in this game.
So we have talked all about the multiplayer program, what head-to-head looks like for events, BR, and ranked, but we still have so much more to cover today before we get into the other stream tomorrow. Ashley, let's talk about Team Affinity.
Team Affinity, my baby. Let's pull it up on the dev kit right here. You're going to see the beautiful UI screen that we introduced last year, all of the teams here. And if I just very quickly start kind of scrolling through these teams, what are you noticing, Carson?
I'm noticing...
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
I'm noticing a lot. I'm noticing 2 programs for each team.
That's it. We are going to have 60 total programs available for you at launch when it comes to Team Affinity.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's a lot of launch content.
That is a ton.
The most
It's the
launch
most.
It's the most.
So as to remind our fans, Team Affinity is the place, regardless of who you root for, you're going to find them, that they have their own dedicated programs filled with rewards. One of them is going to be team exclusive rewards all throughout that program. So if you're an Angels fan that I'm hovering over right now, you're going to find Angels related content. If I go over to my White Sox, I'm going to find White Sox related content. But why not just dive into one of these programs?
Yeah, let's take a look. There's been a couple Team Affinity guys you guys have seen from the Dev Tourney, and then even some of the Guardians from Kev Boy last week in the
Kev
Diamond
Man.
Dynasty. Kev Man, I'm so sorry. Kev Boy was my father.
Kev's gonna come in here.
So you've seen some of it, but this is our first time going through the reward path and kind of showing everyone what they can expect.
Exactly. So everyone can expect, I'm just using the Angels for an example's sake. If you caught our video earlier today, you saw a new legend being revealed. If you didn't, a new legend's about to be revealed. Tease, tease.
Ooh.
What you're going to see for all 30 teams is we're bringing back a pack that was available in like MLB The Show 20-ish in Team Affinity that just allows you to get just a very few quick, lower overall Team Affinity Live Series cards into your lineup. These are Live Series cards, like I said. It's going to be a mix between bronzes and silvers, but you're guaranteed 4 players off the rip of your favorite team that will also go toward your Live Series collection.
Yeah, 4 non-pack players. So these are cards
Right.
that you will be getting through each team's reward path. You'll start with 2 golds and then 2 Jolt series.
Right. So yeah, this pack is just commons and silvers. However, you're right, we're going to have 2 exclusive gold players per program. We'll show off the Angels ones right here. We won't go through every single one, but you're going to see Don Baylor's gold card. He's a hitter. And then you're going to see a pitcher gold card. Everyone's asking, where's Nolan Ryan? I found him.
We found him.
And that will be for all Team Affinity programs. Every program will have a gold hitter, and every program will have a gold pitcher, Cody.
Yeah. So, seems like a good
I guess
idea.
there wasn't a question at the end of that.
No,
I just
you're
wanted
good.
to say your name.
No, that's a good idea. We should do that for the Diamonds. Should we
Oh.
do that?
We should do that for the Diamonds. You know, if we keep going, we're seeing even more Angels-related unlockables. You're going to have, drumroll please, Jared Weaver, new legend in MLB The Show 26. He will be your pitcher Jolt card in Team Affinity. And I hear these are captains, Cody.
They are all captains. We're going to have 60 captains on launch. 1 hitter, 1 pitcher for each team, all Jolt series. And they will be giving captain boosts to their team, obviously. So, yeah, Jared Weaver in the game again. Way more hits per 9 left, which is very cool
yeah.
for a right-handed pitcher. So, love it.
Yeah, good clutch too, honestly. This is a really good card. The grind will be much lighter than last year, I think, for
Right.
Team Affinity. We'll dive more into that. But yeah, Jared Weaver, you'll be able to get him pretty easily.
Exactly. And let's go to the end of the program here. Before we show off some captain boosts, you're also going to see these uniform packs all throughout Team Affinity programs. These are going to be a whole collage of all the uniforms we have of your teams. You're going to be able to earn all of them. So for example, all these Angels uniforms, you'll get enough packs to pick all of them throughout your run. That will be the case for all 30 teams. Just truly a one-stop shop, if you will, to earn all the unlockables for your favorite team, or all 30 teams if you want to.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to the Angels, by the way. These are some sick jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Lino,
fun seeing them
J-Ro.
all lined up together.
Right? It's nice.
But whoever your favorite team is, like, this is just one of the best things to hit at launch. I love doing it with my nationals. You just get some of that team national stuff for your DD team pretty quickly.
Right. And the Angels, they don't get just 1, but 2 new legends. Wally Joyner is going to be the end piece of this program. I mean, contact right clutch. It's pretty decent, Seabrev, right off rip.
Decent, yeah. I mean, it's good. 103, 106 is very good.
Being modest.
Wally Joyner, yeah, new legend. Excited to have him in. Swinging it from the left side, first baseman. Very exciting.
This is a nice card. Yeah, great hitting stats, solid fielding, first base.
Right? And if I scroll all the way down here, you're going to see all the new PXP mods to the side here. If you missed our feature premiere last week, you should absolutely check it out. You'll see how quirks are displayed, and then you're also going to see the captain boost. This is just what it is for hitters currently.
Yeah, pretty good.
Ignore me.
This is gonna boost up all your Angels players. So any of our Angels fans, J-Ro Lane, I'm sure they'll be using Wally Joyner to boost up maybe like a live series Trout or something.
Yeah, and if you're going full Angels or whatever team you're using, you use both captains, right? You can
That's right.
put them on at the same time because they're 1 hitter, 1 pitcher. So Technically, you're getting double what we showed.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's one of my favorite changes when it comes to Team Affinity this year, where right off rip, you are guaranteed your hitting captain and your pitching captain right at launch, right at early access with the digital deluxe edition tomorrow at 9 p.m. You're going to get your hitter and your pitcher captain.
Yeah.
However, you touched on it earlier. How long does it take to actually work your way through these programs? You see it cuts off with the fourth and final player very, very quickly, if you will. Especially the more, for this example of the Angels, the more Angels you have on your team, the quicker you're going to progress just naturally, more opportunities to get some stat missions done. You're going to have 2 moments, one for each of your captain bosses, and then you're going to have a handful of missions to get done with that team's players very quickly, get them through. I'm eyeballing 2 to 3 hours maximum per program, and if you're really rocking an all Angels team, it's probably going to take you a lot less than 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, you'll be able to get through these pretty quickly. I know that was a point of feedback from our fans last year. They want to make sure they can get their favorite team players, get their captains, and just hop into game and play where they want. So, yeah, I'm excited for that.
Right, yeah. This year, you see, we kind of cut it off where we had the whole journey last year where you had your Jolt boss that took about 2 to 3 hours to get, and then we elongated the path. One of the biggest pieces of feedback we got was, it's tough to see, 30% completion all year long. Now you'll be able to see your 100% completed program once you get your Jolt guy. However, there's 2 programs per Team Affinity team. Let's go right back to the Angels. Keep it consistent. We are taking out those long milestone-esque team-based milestone missions, and they're going to go in their own dedicated program, 100% optional, just a way to kind of track your team-related stats. You're going to see some extra packs on top of it, and you'll be able to end with the #1 fan icon.
Yeah, Cody and I were talking about this before the stream. It's kind of, think about it as like your passive program. You're just kind of playing the game, enjoying whatever. If you're playing with your favorite team and their players, you can kind of just keep an eye on tracking stuff and get some cool stuff along the way, right?
Yeah, and it's a good way to track your progression over the entire course of the year, like 404 home runs with the Angels. You can just see how many you've hit with Angels, and then, yeah, if you want to go crazy and go for the #1 fan icon, you can do that too, but... Yeah,
I know
just
someone
a little
that did that
extra.
last year.
Yeah.
I did. I discovered the A's one last year.
Wow.
It was fun.
Pretty impressive.
That's the first thing I did when I loaded up. Yeah, it took a long time.
I'm sure.
But it was fun. Yeah. So, like you mentioned, totally optional, but very cool, and a nice flex at the end with the icon if you can get there.
Exactly. So there's going to be a short-term, more active grind with those programs that are on top, and then there's a more all year long, all MLB The Show 26 long program that's going to be at the bottom, that's going to give you just some nice goodies along the way. Nothing overly special, but a nice little, hey, we acknowledge you did something, get some packs added, get them opened up, and then, you never know what you might pull, especially with roster updates. What can change.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should show some of our fans some of these returning new legends on some of these teams. I know that you've seen a couple, but let's reveal a couple here.
Let's do it. The Royals are going to have a new one. I'll slow down a little bit if anyone wants to look at some of these gold players as well. We won't go through all, but if you can do the math, 130 World Baseball Classic cards and 120 cards throughout Team Affinity, and one of those 120, new legend, Jeff Suppan.
Jeff Suppan. He's one of Brian's favorites on the team. New legend with the Royals. Yeah, you want to talk about the era that he pitched in. He's pumping 89 with the 4-seam, but this guy could put it anywhere. He has great control, 100 control, and actually because of how our game works with the low velocity, his pars are going to be really small.
That's
so
right.
Yeah.
You can totally basically put the pitches wherever you want to with this Jeff Suppan.
The Greg Maddux effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is the Royals. Just to finish out the path, a returning new legend, if you will. He was in our Home Run Derby X content in MLB The Show 25. He comes back as a returning legend in MLB The Show 26.
I've actually always loved Mike Moustakas' swing, too. So this might be one that I'll try to knock out, maybe with some Royals players over time.
He's sick. Yeah, Look at all that green for the hitting. On an 88 overall. Good quirks,
Moose is
too.
a good BR demon, especially in that dedicated Diamond Jolt round.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
redrafting until I can get him.
Yeah,
Well, maybe
it's a
not
good
overly
idea.
much. And that's not stopping there. We have 2 more returning legends to show you all as well. If I want to hop on over To our Tampa Bay Rays fans, I'll go slowly through some of these gold cards if you want to screenshot those names. Shout out our friend Blake Snell. He was watching the Dev tourney yesterday.
We were trying to convince him to throw a knuckleball in an MLB game.
Imagine. I think he was convinced. However, returning legend from a few years ago, the crime dog is back. Fred McGriff, Cody.
Crime Dog is like one of the coolest nicknames.
Right?
I wish
of
you
all
guys
time.
would call me Crime Dog.
I can start if you want.
Okay, yeah, let's start that.
Yeah, Crime Dog, Fred McGriff, he's back in the game. Always loved him when he was in the game before, and huge contact right and good power against both sides. Kind of a cool looking card there. He's going to destroy righties for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shout out to the art team. Some of these Jolt cards look really, really great. And then the diamond match, we always talk about
Yeah,
that.
the biggest shout out to the live art team. I'll say it 100 times if I have to. 120 Team Affinity cards. Not to mention however many live series cards there are. I think 1 million is safe to say. I'm
Yes.
kidding. 130 World Baseball Classic cards. The way they pump these in and out, but they look exceptional, is just
It's
an
amazing.
incredible applause to the work ethic and work efforts of the whole live art team.
Yeah, big W for the art team.
And last but not least, when it comes to returning legends, St. Louis Cardinals, they got a pretty decent batch of new legends this year. However, returning in the program, let's go to Matty Carps.
You
Matt
want to talk
Carpenter.
about good swings in MLB The Show?
I was just about to say that.
Go. You could say it too.
One of my favorite swings historically in MLB The Show, the lefty, sassy lefty,
Oh!
hitting from the third baseman. Yeah, this is a great card. High clutch off the jump, Cody.
Yeah, high clutch, power above or power in the 80s, 109 clutch, 97 contact right. This was one of the first players that, like, when I first picked up MLB The Show and I started hitting with him, that it felt like different. Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
He's
I
like
gotta
the
have,
open stance,
yeah,
just fearless.
I gotta have Matt Carpenter in there for sure.
Not
Yeah,
to mention 7 quirks attached to this card, including Dead Red right there.
yeah, dead red breaking ball. My
You might see
favorite.
a
I
lot
guess I
of
can
Matt
scroll
Carpenter.
down. I forget.
Yeah.
There we go. There's Dead Red, one of my personal favorite quirks.
Breaking ball.
Bad ball hitter.
Bad ball is great too. Yeah, this
Mm-hmm.
card is loaded on quirks.
Right. So those are some Team Affinity programs. I mean, do you want to see your Nats, Carson?
I would love to see my Nats. I was gonna say I wouldn't like
There
to
you
see
go.
my Nats. I'd love to.
And then Colin, if there's any teams that people want to see, we have a few minutes to show off some of them. But
I'm seeing lots of. I mean, seeing cards and seeing Phillies, seeing a lot of athletics.
we'll go to the A's
So-
in the meantime. We got Lane Thomas
Lane Thomas, Lane Train,
as your gold.
Max, my sweet prince. It's good to see him in a Nats jersey.
And a couple expos.
Yeah, some throwback expos. Andre Dawson, and then I think people will be really excited for the final one. Pedro is here, day one, Jolt series for my Nationals. Pretty exciting.
There we go. So that is your Nationals Team Affinity. Cody, let's make our way on over to your Athletics.
Yeah, my A's. We got McGuire as the gold card. Almost 90 power both sides as a gold. Pretty
Right?
sick.
Put a little contact mod on him too.
yeah,
Sheesh.
yeah.
As a gold?
It's
Good
a pretty
night.
sick gold. Then we got Raleigh Fingers, another
I
good
love Raleigh
gold.
cards.
Without the mustache.
Yeah,
Mustache Raleigh. That seems illegal.
yeah, that was 71. The mustache came later. Yeah.
Go.
Vito Blue, pitcher captain, first diamond, another A's legend. Did great stuff for the A's. And then we have Jason Giambi for the hitter. One thing I love about this card, Team Affinity kind of all about the team. And
Yeah.
Giambi came up with the A's as a rookie. He played third base. Early in his career, he played third base and a little bit of outfield too. So he actually has those secondaries, which
Right.
That's really cool.
yeah, kind of cool to have a Giambi that can play third.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Big man. And, of course, got to show off my White Sox here, especially the end reward when it comes to the White Sox. We got our little Luis Robert Jr., my sweet prince.
Your sweet prince.
Now
Max
in
was
New
my
York.
sweet prince.
Got Chris Sale, who has had a historic season. Started it off with the White Sox before he made his way to Boston, and then soon to the Braves. However, we keep it on going. Harold Baines has his number 3 retired in the White Sox organization. 9 quirks on this card.
Professional hitter.
This guy has
Professional hitter.
110 contact left as a left-handed hitter. That is
That's my king right there.
sick.
Reverse
110
splits.
clutch. Yeah.
This is a really good card.
Harold Baines, he's usually the White Sox representative every year at the Major League Baseball draft. He's the one that meets the players or calls their names when it comes to those rounds, but Harold Baines. And little history lesson. I gotta stand on my soapbox here. Long time ago, there was a game, just one game, in the 70s where the Chicago White Sox wore shorts in that game. And there was a player that played in that game who wore those shorts, who has a card to round out the program. We have the Goose in shorts. My favorite card, purely for the picture.
Are you kidding me? This is awesome.
Yeah, that is so sick. We got the action shot of him pitching in the shorts.
Who needs
It's
baseball
so
pants?
awesome.
When
Just
I
go out there
saw
in
this
shorts.
card for the very first time, I was like, we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. Nothing will ever top Goose. I had like a complete fangirl moment. Not to mention, he's always flame throwing it out of the bullpen. I mean, 113 hits per 9 against right-handed hitters right off the gate. Taking me 2 hours with my White Sox squad.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if he
Dang.
comes out of the bullpen and you have a righty up, you should just pinch hit probably.
Just have to.
113,
Can I
110
have Kyle
on launch.
Schwarber on my bench?
Yeah. Make sure
No,
you have
he
a
should be
lefty
starting.
for the Goose.
True. But that is the Goose. But if we want to get a couple teams, whatever the first one Colin calls out to us, we can show off a few more programs before we finish up Team Affinity.
Yankees.
Yankee, of course.
They
Should have been able to
literally
guess
will
that.
not stop.
They won't stop.
All right, we'll give you your Yankees. We got Clay Holmes. We have Mr. Bernie Williams as your gold players. But as we move along, Andy Pettit's going to be your pitcher captain.
Yeah, a sassy lefty. Good day for them so far. Andy Pettit's going to be your captain boosted Yankees Jolt Series card.
And then you got to finish it off with the captain, Cody.
Yeah, a couple of the purest Yankee legends in Team Affinity, which is awesome. Pettit and Jeter had to end the Yankees Team Affinity with Derek Jeter. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no other way to do it, really.
Day one Jeter.
I think as we're kind of going through all these programs, another one of my favorite things about them is you're seeing a lot of legends in Team Affinity with the Jolt bosses. You see them in the gold ones. You also see a couple current players in those flashbacks, but almost all, if not every Jolt player is a legend in Team Affinity, which is kind of a cool place to house them when World Baseball Classic is kind of running rampant in all other areas of the game.
Yeah, you can still tip your cap to some of these like franchise players.
Yeah,
in
it's
Team
a good nod to the history and the
Yeah.
vibes of the franchises. And yeah, with World Baseball Classic going on too, putting a lot of legends in Team Affinity made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if there's a lot of Yankees in chat, a lot of Dodgers in chat as well. I'll make this quick for our Padres fans watching. But new legend who was already announced, but in case you missed it, Dave Roberts, the current skipper of the club, getting his card in the Dodgers program as well for when he was a player.
Day one demon, 99 speed,
I was-
99 steal.
I know
took
I
the
glossed
words out of
over
my
that.
mouth.
I'll go back.
I was like, look at this speed. This is a day one demon.
This
You're
is-
going to get him so quickly if you just play with some Dodgers, and he will run rampant on the base paths. These catchers better have good pop time.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because you want to know, I forgot just to say how quickly you get this first player.
So quick. That's
I'm sure
literally a day one
some
demon.
eagle eyes noticed it when I was going through these tasks here, but each of these moments is 10,000 TA points, and you'll notice the first gold player is at 20,000. So you do both your moments, you're guaranteed your 4 low overall live series cards, and right away your gold player.
And these golds are going to play, at early access throughout launch. Like, this is some of my favorite times to play because there's just so much lineup variety.
Yeah. Do 2 moments, unlock a player. Last year we had do a moment, get a silver. This year we got do 2 moments, get a gold. But it's a great way to just build your team up from scratch or just start your journey with your team.
Yeah.
Right.
And then another great card.
Right,
here.
closing pitcher throughout the postseason last year. You'll be able to get an early Roki Sasaki in the Dodgers Team Affinity program.
He's going to be an issue.
Yeah, I mean he's it's insane. And then to finish it off, the captains as well. Gil Hodges will be your hitter captain. 108 against lefties contact wise.
This guy raked for me last year when I got the NL done in the live series. I put him in the lineup and he hit like 600 through my first like 10 games. And I was like,
Can I have
okay.
Gil Hodges right
Good
here?
swing confirmed.
yeah. Also, if we want to go back
Oh.
to Gil, one thing that's cool about him is he's got outfield secondaries, which
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
he did not
Yeah,
have
good
before.
call outs.
Good
so,
observation.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you saw this last one in the dev tourney yesterday. Eric Gagne, Team Affinity Grinding, is going to lock you down a back end arm of the bullpen. He could very well be your closer,
He was-
if not Goose Gossage.
He was very popular in the dev tourney. I think a
Yes.
lot of
Yeah.
people liked using him. Just that speed between the pitches, is really going to cross some people up there.
Yeah.
Right. So that is the Dodgers team affinity. Any time for one more, Colin?
Oh, I mean.
Do you want us to show you the Mariners?
Yeah, Mariners.
Let's do it.
We'll do bias.
We'll do Mariners.
Shout out Mariners.
Shout out Mariners. Your gold player cards are going to be Bryce Miller. Your hitter is going to be Corey's brother.
Corey's brother. We'll leave it at that.
And then as we get to the Jolt guys, Cliff Lee will be your pitcher captain.
Okay.
And then to round out the program, a little Mike Cameron action.
Yeah, he's got some good stats, great fielding, good speed. You mod up his contact or his power, this is going to be a really good card.
Great defense.
Yeah, great
amazing
defense.
defense for launch.
Oh, yeah. We have time for one more. Lucky team. Whoever says it first.
We said Phillies earlier. Let's
We
do
said
Phillies.
Phillies? Let's
Let's
do
give the
it.
Phillies some love.
So as we go through, we're going to have Robin Roberts. Look at this card art. Look at this.
That is amazing card art.
Yeah, I'll be remiss to say if I didn't. Every year, our team goes through and finds just a deeper expository of Topps cards. We try to keep it fresh year in and year out. So shout out Brendan, Brian, Kyle, the whole live art team who goes through every year trying to find even more Topps cards to make it just a little bit more unique, historical, and fresh year in and year out. And you're seeing it firsthand with this Robin Roberts card.
Yeah, never seen that art in the game before. Some good new stuff.
But as we carry on, you're going to see Ryan Howard. Shout out Darian. Big fan of the game as well, his son. And then as we move across the program, little Steve Carlton action, Cody.
Yeah, Steve Carlton was a new legend last year and was a World Series reward on launch. So a bit easier to get him this time around. 88 overall Steve Carlton. I used his cards quite a bit. I'm a big fan of the slider primary pitchers. We saw Kershaw earlier that I'll be using for sure. So, yeah, awesome Phillies legend. And then, of course, Chase Utley at the end.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah. One of the best defensive second basemen ever.
Yeah,
You look at it.
just want to have a catch with him, you know.
We can make that happen, probably. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Be a dream.
You never know. But that is Team Affinity as it is. To recap it, you're going to have that shorter 2 to 3 quick hour active burst program that's listed on top. And then throughout your MLB The Show 26 playing experience, you're going to have that #1 fan program, that second program in the list. That's, again, just a nice little tip of the cap as you reach certain in-game milestones, team-related stats, and historical context missions as well. And that will be what Team Affinity is throughout MLB The Show 26. There will not be any subsequent Team Affinity drops. All of those players will be in various drops in the future, what might have been. However, this is Team Affinity as it stands throughout the entire year.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that there's not going to be some great players for every team, right? Like, we're still going to have those big drops. They just might not be behind Team Affinity. If that makes sense.
We're going to have other opportunities and areas to showcase them off in the game. Maybe there's a big, huge assorted program down the line. Maybe we can go ham in a future multiplayer program. We saw more players included in this first one. Just those players are going to be seen in other places around the map, but you're guaranteed your 4 players per team, 120 as it stands all year long.
120 players in Team Affinity at launch. And you said 130 World Baseball Classic players at launch.
250 plus.
250
and
plus.
live series.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not to
that's a
mention
lot.
the non-WBC TA cards that we have as well. We'll get to
Yeah.
tomorrow. But if we want to go full camera here, we're not stopping at Team Affinity programs. We have a few other assorted programs we want to get to. And in fact, let's actually go right back into the game and show our fans what the new menus are going to look like for our programs. Under this progress tab, you're going to see how the XP path, Team Affinity, multiplayer program, and then assorted programs are kind of organized. I got to be careful not to click on the XP path. We got to save some of that
I'm
tomorrow.
terrified right now.
Yeah.
But if we want to go back full screen one more time so I can dive into this program, Cody, talk us through the return of Cornerstone programs.
Yeah, we can go back to the kit. Good call there. Cornerstone is back. The first one we're going to have this year is Travis Hafner, new returning legend in MLB The Show for 26. 8 quirks. This guy mashed for the Guardians. 93 contact right, 92 power left. Yeah, want to talk a bit about like the direction of
I was
Cornerstone
gonna
that we're
say,
going with?
There's some really good changes here for Cornerstones.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're about to dive into.
Yeah, for sure. We started Cornerstone programs last year. We got great feedback from the community. Obviously, we're always monitoring how things go. Instead of 3 Cornerstone programs this year, we're just going to do 1. Every new XP path, these are programs that will drop at the beginning. Every time the XP path turns over, you'll get a new Cornerstone program. We're just doing 1 this year. Our goals really for these programs is for it to kind of be like a place to start in terms of player programs. So if you just picked up the game or you're new, or if you're returning from a break, you can go into the Cornerstone programs. It's supposed to be quick and easy. It's supposed to be a great way to get a player right away, and so that's kind of what you're seeing. The way we restructured it this year, last year we had you unlock the lower card and then use them, and that was a little bit convoluted. So all we're doing this year, what you're going to see from these Cornerstone programs, you're going to get 5 moments that you're going to play through, just kind of highlighting their career, and then you're going to get 2 missions that are very easy, and you can use pretty much any players for them. So you see 6 home runs with any players, PXP with any hitters. These are supposed to be gimmies, and some of the feedback we got last year, like the structure for this last year would have been like do stuff with Guardians, and now you can just use any players that you want, and it kind of helps with the vibes of just getting this done quick and easy. And Carson, you want to hit on the amount of XP that's in here?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, these, when I saw them, they feel like a cheat code almost for progress, right? Like, you're gonna get 20,000 XP for playing some moments and then knocking out some missions where you're not even locked into the type of card. Like, this is going to be really easy for people to just go in, have fun, celebrate Hafner's career, get a great card, but then also keep progressing in that reward path.
Yeah, and they drop simultaneously with each new XP path, like I said. So, I mean, this could take you 20, 30 minutes, and you're getting 20k XP in the new XP path.
It should be the first thing people are doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wanted to reiterate, too, one of the reasons why we all felt we wanted to show this off today and save the XP path for tomorrow is just to truly show that these are broken away from the XP path. You don't have to earn that lower overall card to then unlock this program. However, every time there is a new XP path, this stands on its own program, will pop up. There'll be 1 Cornerstone per XP path to begin the game.
Yeah, that's a great call out. You don't actually have to earn a lower card first through the XP path. You can just do the program when it comes out.
Yeah, just hop in, play it, knock out those moments. The missions you'll do on accident, legitimately.
Yeah.
Just
For
go
real.
play, and then you'll get 20,000 XP.
There you go. And that's not the only player program we have to show off today, Cody.
Yeah, we got another player program available at launch. Bill Mazeroski passed away, so we wanted to honor him in the game. You're going to be able to earn his 85 overall again very quickly. This is from 1961, the year after his famous home run, but he is the only person ever to hit a walk-off home run in Game 7 of the World Series. So you're going to be honoring his legacy there with a mission where you just hit a home run with any player.
Moonshot event.
Yep, just recognizing that he is the sole owner of that feat, which is awesome. And then hop into a moment at Forbes Field, Mazeroski's home, use his card, get on base 1 time, you'll complete the moment.
I speak for all fans of saying thank you that this is a get on base in Forbes Field and not hit a homer in Forbes Field.
We're not going to make you recreate the walk-off home run at Forbes.
Yeah, but yeah, celebrating Bill Mazeroski, legendary player. Just another cool player program we have.
Hall of
at
Famer.
launch. Yeah,
Pirates legend.
legend for sure.
Hall of Famer. And if I back out here once more, you're going to see that Spotlight tab on the right. Spotlight will come back this year with the Major League Baseball season returning. You'll see the first one on Thursday, April 2nd. We'll dive more into that program on a stream closer to that time frame. However, as you know, Spotlight, it is returning, and something that is also returning with a few new twists. My Legacy, Cody.
Yeah, I'm really excited about My Legacy. I was excited about it last year too, but you're right. We got a few new twists on everything. All the categories are the same, but if you haven't seen this before, this is once again a place that's supposed to be a year-long grind where you can kind of track your progress and really see how you're doing. And if you really want to shoot for the stars and just get tons of stats in Diamond Dynasty, there's some sweet cosmetic rewards that you can earn in here. And we've got a lot of new stuff. If we want to start going into the programs, you can see hits, You're going to get a new rock and roll uniform. And if you just want to slowly scroll through all of them, we can show off the cosmetics, and I can talk about kind of the changes to the structure a little bit while you're doing that. We use player data to inform us of like where these thresholds should be for the hits as far as like a year-long progression. And so we've adjusted a lot of these the missions associated with each of these stats. So some of the ones you saw last year, one specifically that was extremely difficult to do last year was innings pitched. So what we did is we went ahead and kind of ratcheted down the requirements for innings pitched. So it should be much easier to complete innings pitched specifically last year. We kind of went the other way with some of them too. It's going to be a bit harder to complete the home runs one.
Too many tanks.
People are hitting tanks. Somebody might hit 1,750 home runs in the moonshot event.
Yeah.
Hopefully me.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically, long story short, we've adjusted the values of all these missions according to what we saw players accomplish last year, and hopefully that will make things a little bit easier, especially on the really long grinds. Like innings pitch specifically was the one that we adjusted a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like some of the programs that people flew through, like hits and home runs, are going to be elongated a little bit just to do something new, something that people are already getting a lot of, and then something that took them, quite some time. I know myself, I never was able to finish the innings pitch program last year. I'm very much looking forward to having the opportunity to finish it this year.
Yeah, and we've got a new icon too, which
Yeah.
I didn't touch on. We've got the red diamond in the game this year, so we've got red diamond icons as your last stop before that.
Maybe
Awesome.
to celebrate the new tier too, right?
Yeah.
Red Diamond.
Yeah.
There we go.
Those are your top players.
And before we get into the collection of all of them, we have some time. We have of what? The 12 programs, the 12 programs that are shown on screen right here. 10 of them have new end rewards. So talk us through some of these, Cody.
Yeah, we got rock and roll for hits, pretty sweet. Big fan of this one. For doubles, we did a little 2 birds, 1 stone joke here, so you're gonna get the birds
hat's
uniform. The
Saw it in the
hat,
trailer.
the hat is incredible. That is so funny. I think Andrew said that's his favorite uniform. Yeah, my legacy triples 3-piece suit makes
It
too
makes
much
sense.
sense. This was triples last year. This was another category that not a lot of people were able to complete, so we made this a lot easier.
Nice.
Last year it was 309 triples. This year it's 150. So should be seeing a lot more 3-piece suits out there. Home runs is now a space suit uniform.
Very
Get it.
nice.
Hitting
Get
it
it to
into
the
space. Yep.
Moonshot, baby.
Yeah, and that's 2,500, which is quite a step up from last year. Y'all are just way too good at hitting home runs. Dented bat skin is now under runs scored.
That's
This
awesome.
one's cool. Yeah, just a beat up bat. Walks is going to be the cowboy uniform.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
This thing is sweet.
Yeah. Cowboys, they walk everywhere.
I'm gonna be
or
more
ride,
patient
so-
at the plate this year.
This one is my favorite. We introduced the swim move animation last year, and what's in the water? There are sharks in the water.
The
Awesome
shark one is
jerseys.
sick. Big fan.
It's the little things that get me excited.
Strikeouts is the same. Flamethrower thematically makes a ton of sense. This
Right.
is another one we didn't see a ton of acquisition wise, so good to we lowered strikeouts quite a bit too. And then innings pitched gesture we went over, very cool. And that leaves mariachi for wins. You got to celebrate when you win.
That's
right.
right. It's a party.
I like it. Need music every time I win.
Yeah. And then the last new one for saves, which is cool, is firefighter. So
Yeah.
you got to come in the ninth and put out the flames.
There you go.
And
I
you
love
can
it.
earn the firefighter uniform. And then, PXP is still the PXP bat. It just looks so sick. But there's more. We got a collection, too, like last year.
We got a collection. If we want to go back to the main cam, we will navigate ourselves into the collection. As I'm doing this, how many of those programs do you remember finishing or getting close to finishing last year, Cody?
I think I finished 8 of them.
Okay.
There we go.
I got to the point where I was like, it's probably impossible for me to get innings pitched done, so then I stopped. But I was on it for a while. I was all about it for a bit.
There we go. And if we want to go back to the game, we have the collection that returns with a few new pieces.
Yeah, new and returning pieces. Collect 2, the first part of the collection is the workhorse. This is the uniform you got for innings pitched last year. So again, trying to get that in more people's hands. Complete 2 of the My Legacy programs, you'll get the workhorse uniform, which is awesome. Perfect bat skin at collect 4. And then some new rewards starting at 6. We got King of the Swing. This is a royalty uniform.
Look
and
at
it
that
looks,
hat. Yeah,
It
the
looks
crown.
awesome.
King George is jealous.
And then my favorite of the new ones, X-Ray at 8. When you see this on the field, if you see this on the field, because it takes a long time. This is so sick. So collect 8 there. Touch grass icon to show it off. If you get to 10, you might want to touch some grass. And then if you get to 12, you get just the whole touch grass uniform.
Just the whole getup.
Yeah.
Whole ensemble.
So just, again, track your stats over the course of the year. See how, even if you're not going to complete these programs, it's still fun to go in there and see how many home runs you've hit or whatever.
Agree. Yeah, it's a great place to just see how you've done in the whole year.
Yeah, and then this is just cool ways to show off yet again.
There we go. So we've touched upon a lot of programs. We want to go back to the main cam. We touched upon Team Affinity programs. We touched upon Cornerstone, the Bill Mazeroski player program, as well as the return with some new twists and new unlockables with the My Legacy programs. Huge shout out to Charles and Dylan and the whole equipment team of making all of these new uniforms and bat skins possible. They look sick, and I am pumped to see them on the field.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Go do the My Legacy stuff. Go get some great equipment, some uniforms. I'm pumped for the Cowboys one. Or the
Cowboy.
Cowboy one.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. Should be good. I'm excited.
There we go. And we've talked about a lot of content. Any questions from our community, Colin?
I'm sure that there was, but I was working on something.
Understood.
All right.
I'm just gonna hit the BR voucher one.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the BR voucher at launch for going flawless is gonna give 50,000 stubs. We are gonna monitor it as the year goes on, but we're not committed to anything post launch. But at launch, it's gonna be 50,000 for going flawless in BR.
That's a chunk of change right there.
Yeah.
There you have it. Yeah, we've covered so much. We've covered all the online head-to-head modes, what that multiplayer reward path looks like. The biggest multiplayer reward path I've ever seen. No
Confirmed.
more 2-drop releases. You're going to be able to go for it all night one, tomorrow night. Might take a little longer than that. But
If we're playing co-op,
if we're playing co-op, we could cruise, yeah. And then we also talked all about Team Affinity. 120 cards in Team Affinity. Are you
That's
kidding me?
insane.
130 in WBC. There's still so much more to talk about tomorrow as we dive into the XP reward path and some other really exciting stuff.
Yeah, we saved a lot of the World Baseball Classic content tomorrow. As we know, it's currently going on. Pool play wraps up tonight. We still need to figure out which teams are advancing. Big game tonight between Team Mexico and Team Italy, and we have a lot to share. And I think there's how many pools, Cody? Remind me again. There's Pool A, there's Pool B, Pool C, Pool D.
There's 4 pools.
That's 4 pools. So
That'd
do you
be-
think, yeah?
That'd be sweet if you could get players from each pool.
Do you think? What if I'll one up you here? You get players from each pool, and each pool is its own program.
We couldn't do 4 WBC programs at launch.
That would be way too much. There's no way.
Maybe we could. Maybe we did.
Maybe that's why we had to break this stream up.
Tune in tomorrow to find out 4 World Baseball Classic programs on top of the single player modes, on top of the XP path, and of course, the live series collection.
So much great content we still need to talk about. Join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific as we go all the way up until 9 p.m. with our feature
Countdown to
premiere
launch.
countdown to launch. Early access starts tomorrow, folks, and there's so much exciting stuff on MLB The Show 26.
Yeah, a huge big shout out and thank you to the live team, the live art team, our test team, design team. Huge shout out to the community team moderating all day yesterday, moderating today's chat. Just honestly a huge shout out to the studio as a whole.
Yeah, pre-orders are still open. If you want to get that 10% loyalty discount, go get it right now. I'm being told that it won't be there once early access begins, so you can get 10% off if you've played the game dating back to 21.
And a reminder, all of this content you can play with early access starting tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific time with the purchase of that Digital Deluxe Edition. You'll get that Legend Pack off rip. You'll get the 2 of those World Baseball Classic Choice Pack off rip. And then the standard launch will be next Tuesday, March 17th.
Yeah, and if you haven't yet, go sign up for the scouting report. You'll get all the information you need on everything MLB 26. You'll even get free packs starting in April just for being a subscriber. So make sure you check that out on theshow.com.
And make sure you're following us on socials. You might see another video that shares our face that might reveal another new legend ahead of tomorrow's stream.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
Might want to make sure you follow everything there. But yeah, that's everything on our side. Cody, any last words?
We've still got so much to show.
It's going to be a big show tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gonna want to be seated tomorrow too, for sure. We got a lot coming still. Most content ever at launch. It's insane.
Most content
So
ever at
much to do.
launch. Go enjoy the WBC. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific to talk even more live content ahead of early access tomorrow night.
We're gonna leave it up for a bit so people can get drops.
Respect.